All right, beautiful people, welcome. Happy Friday, everybody. This is the Chattering Magpie. I'm so excited for today's read along. We are continuing on with the Count of Monte Cristo. And of course, with me is the gang. Hello, gang. How are you all doing?
Oh,
Doing well.
Magnifique. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
pretty okay.
I know that some of you are, I think, you were saying that it was really cold where you're at, so hopefully you get warm and cozy and you're ready for a good read along.
It's a lot of rain now, so it is warm enough to be rain and not snow.
Hey.
There is that. But yeah, it's a little bit of a cold week this week. And but I was mostly inside, so just going to and from work, I'm doing that on foot, so that's a little bit cold.
That's gonna be rough. So you guys, it's been stormy and rainy where I'm at, and we got like ice, like and went walking in the morning, and there was like it was hail, but not quite hail. It was like mushy. It wasn't snow either, so I don't know what it was, but it was pretty interesting. Pretty wild for us, so enjoying winter, I guess. Actually, I'm not. I need spring to get here as soon as possible, because of course.
Are you talking about like the middle ground between rain and snow?
I don't know if it could even be called snow because it wasn't that cold. It never did below 40 degrees. It was just a storm that came in all of a sudden. Well, it didn't all of a sudden. It just came, and it was a very, very, I don't know how to describe it, but it brought...
Yeah, it seems like in English it's called sleet.
Sleet, probably.
I googled it because I know the Romanian word, but yeah, basically when it is between them, like a very wet snow, then because it's very close to 0 degrees. I mean 0 degrees Celsius. I don't know what she is. When it changes from snow to rain.
Okay.
That's when it's called the sleet, apparently.
Well, that meteorological event happened, and it freaked me out. There was thunder and lightning, and that also freaked me out. But we're alive. We're in one piece. It's Friday, and we're thankful for that. How are you guys doing? How are your weekend plans looking? Yay, Teal.
They look a lot like chores.
Oh. At least put on some good music to do the chores too. Okay.
I got a backlog of podcasts. It'll be fun.
Nice. Yeah, that's always the way to go. Tia, what are you doing? How are you doing? You're so quiet.
Yeah. Just waking up. Well, I have some snazzy new books for the weekend, so that's always good.
Nice.
Are you done with that unending story? That is the Lord of Mysteries.
The Lord of Mysteries.
All those 5 million words or whatever, I read them.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
So as a conclusion, did you like it?
Yeah, it was all right.
Speaking of like a long novel, so I've been looking for my next read. Because I started and then I kind of like start books and I don't finish them sometimes, yeah. But I really want to like do my February book. So I was looking into The Search for Lost Time. Because one of my friends said that it's really like it makes you feel things and it's really nice. I'm like, okay, I want to feel things. I want to feel things in my soul. But I couldn't really find anybody who actually talked about it, like seriously in YouTube, like in the shorts. They just made memes out of it. So if you got any book recommendations, please feel free to let me know, Teal, or anybody here, because I am looking to do a book and finish it before February. I have to do a book. And once a month. That's my goal. Once a month. Finish a book. It could be fiction, nonfiction. Just do it.
I've got a
well,
few.
Mhm.
I am working on a book myself, but let me tell you, it's not an easy read.
Oh, easy read as in the writing or like the subject matter?
No, it's a fairly large book. So I've been working my way through 7 Pillars of Wisdom.
Oh,
Which is the story of T.E. Lawrence during World War One.
Oh, he's the guy from Lawrence of Arabia.
Correct.
I love that movie. Okay, that's good. Put it in the comments so I may check it out. Don't underestimate your magpie. Yes, she has a bird brain, but I did read and I love the Stormlight Archives. And I read them like one after another because when I started it, the 3 books had already come out. So I do like voluminous books. So yeah. Just as long as they capture my attention, 'cause I do suffer now. By the way, I just thank you.
It came recommended to me as the best book if you want to learn how to overthrow a government, which is definitely an odd way to be recommended a book.
Very, very insightful indeed. Educational, entertaining. Oh, excellent. Thank you for the recommendation. So I wanted to take this opportunity first off to say hello to Patrick, who is on a plane right now. He cannot join us. Patrick, darling, too bad you can't join us. I know that the people around you would probably not enjoy a read-along when they can't listen to anything except just your part. But I'm glad you tuned in. Even though you're already roasting me for being 3 minutes late. Look, you know how it works around here, okay? For the longest time, we were wondering who was gonna read things, so we finally got it sorted out. So, yeah, we're good now, though.
It's my fault.
Oh no, it's not your fault.
I was also pretty late. Don't worry, I was here at like 57 or something.
All right, well. It's never too late because a magpie is always on time. Yes, I tried to channel the meme, but I guess I didn't do very good. I forgot the wording, you guys. All right.
A magpie is never late.
Yes.
Nor is a magpie ever early. They always arrive exactly when they mean to arrive.
That's what I meant, you guys. Thank you. Yay. Yes. Can I go back and say it again? Oh, no, it's all right.
Don't worry. We're cutting it in the post. Don't worry, in the edit.
There we go.
There we go. Nice. So everybody, welcome. I'm excited to read the next chapter. We have, last time we left off on some very interesting part, and now this chapter is titled Robert Le Diable. Who the heck is this Robert Le Diable? And what is he going to do?
Opera.
An actual what? Sorry, what?
An opera.
Oh. An opera. Okay.
A French opera, yeah.
All right. Good to know. Yeah, I was wondering if it was like, the Dread Pirate Roberts or something like that. That's kind of the vibe I got. All right. So, but before we do that, you guys, just want to ask, Yay, would you please catch us up to speed and what happened in the last time on the Count of Monte Cristo, please?
Of course. Last time, on the Count of Monte Cristo, the Count visited the Villefort estate to meet with Madame de Villefort. After briefly meeting with her children, the bratty Edward and the kindly Valentine, the Count revealed that they had previously met in Italy, where he'd had a long conversation on medical matters with Madame de Villefort. This segued into a conversation on how the Count produces his own medicines. Madame de Villefort proclaimed herself a follower of sciences, deepening the conversation and eventually guiding it to the topic of poisons. The Count insisted that he's no master on the topic, but that he's worked with a master of poisons and explains not only how poisons are made, but how to use them without being caught, and how to mimic the symptoms of disease, such as those of Valentine's grandfather. This ended with a discussion on how the medicines he offered to Madame de Villefort should only be used in small doses, and larger ones could be quite deadly. Certainly this won't be important this time, Count of Monte Cristo.
Nice. Thank you very much. Yay. Bravo, bravo. All right, you guys.
Also, let's not forget that I wanted to say that it's very interesting how Till immediately knew like that it is like a play or an opera, and I'm so glad that people here have all kinds of like different knowledge, so like we're all chipping in to figure something out. And also, if anybody here listening has any interesting knowledge, they would be welcome to join us by becoming a subscriber and a member of the channel, the Chattering Magpie, so that they can come here and join us in sharing their knowledge.
Thank you so much. Yes, that's a nice plug. I guess I should put the link for joining you. I shall put it here. Thank you, Yukihime. It's on the chat. Join us there at the Noble tier and above. You get to have access to a Discord server. And if you do, then you will be able to hang out with us, especially as the new season of A Sense of a Bookworm draws near. I wonder what we're going to do. All right, everybody. So today reading is the following people. Albert de Morcerf is going to be read. You know what? I'll just go by names. Ye is going to read Albert de Morcerf, Count of Monte Cristo, and the Count de Morcerf. Heel is going to read Chateau Renaud and Eugenie Danglars. Yukihime is going to read Countess G, Madame Danglars, and Ade. And of course, your highlighting today was done by Teal. Thank you so much for you guys' help. Let's get started.
Hey, don't forget that our fantastic narrator is Magpie.
Oh yes. I just took it for granted. But yes, I shall be narrating, of course. With pleasure. Chapter 53. Robert le Diable. The pretext of an opera engagement was so much the more feasible, as there chanced to be on that very night a more than ordinary attraction at the Académie Royale. Levasseur, who had been suffering under severe illness, made his reappearance in the character of Bertram, and as usual, the announcement of the most admired production of the favourite composer of the day had attracted a brilliant and fashionable audience. Morcerf, like most other young men of rank and fortune, had his orchestra stall, with the certainty of always finding a seat in at least a dozen of the principal boxes occupied by persons of his acquaintance. He had, moreover, his right of entry into the omnibus box. Chateau Renaud rented a stall beside his own, while Beauchamp, as a journalist, had unlimited range over all the theatre. It happened that on this particular night, the minister's box was placed at the disposal of Lucien Debray, who offered it to Comte de Morcerf, who again, upon his rejection of it by Mercedes, sent it to Danglars, with an intimation that he should probably do himself the honour of joining the Baroness and her daughter during the evening, in the event of their accepting the box in question. The ladies received the offer with too much pleasure to dream of a refusal. To no class of persons is the presentation of a gratuitous opera box more acceptable than to the wealthy millionaire who still hugs economy while boasting of a king's ransom in his waistcoat pocket. Danglars had, however, protested against showing himself in a ministerial box, declaring that his political principles and his parliamentary position as member of the opposition party would not permit him to so commit himself. The Baroness had, therefore, dispatched a note to Lucien Debray, bidding him call for them, it being wholly impossible for her to go along with Eugenie to the opera. There is no gainsaying the fact that a very unfavourable construction would have been put upon the circumstance if the two women had gone without escort, while the addition of a third, in the person of her mother's admitted lover, enabled Mademoiselle Danglars to defy malice and ill nature. One must take the world as one finds it. The curtain rose, as usual, to an almost empty house, it being one of the absurdities of Parisian fable never to appear at opera until after the beginning of the performance, so that the first act is generally played without the slightest attention being paid to it, that part of the audience already assembled being too much occupied in observing the fresh arrivals, while nothing is heard but the noise of opening and shutting doors and the buzz of conversation.
Surely,
said Albert as the door of a box on the first circle opened.
that must be Countess G.
And who is the Countess G?
What a question! Now, do you know, Baron, I have a great mind to pick a quarrel with you for asking it, as if all the world did not know who the Countess G was.
Ah, to be sure. The lovely Venetian, is it not?
Herself.
At this moment, the Countess perceived Albert and returned his salutation with a smile.
You know her, it seems.
Franz introduced me to her at Rome.
Well, then, will you do as much for me in Paris as Franz did for you in Rome?
With pleasure.
There was a cry of
Shut up!
from the audience. This manifestation on the part of the spectators of their wish to be allowed to hear the music produced not the slightest effect on the two young men, who continued their conversation.
The Countess was present at the races in the Champ de Mars.
Today?
Yes.
Bless me, I quite forgot the races. Did you bet?
Oh, merely a paltry 50 louis.
And who was the winner?
Nautilus. I staked on him.
But there were 3 races, were there not?
Yes, there was the prize given by the Jockey Club, a gold cup, you know, and a very singular circumstance occurred about that race.
What was it?
Oh, shut up!
Again interposed some of the audience.
Why, it was won by a horse and a rider utterly unknown on the course.
Is that possible?
True as day. The fact was, nobody had observed a horse entered by the name of Vampa, or that the jockey-styled Job, when at the last moment a splendid roan, mounted by a jockey about as big as your fist, presented themselves at the starting post. They were obliged to stuff at least 20 pounds weight of shot in the small rider's pockets, to make him wait, but with all that he outstripped Ariel and Babar again, whom he ran, by at least 3 whole lengths.
And was it not found out, at last, to whom the horse and jockey belonged?
No.
You say that the horse was entered under the name Vampa.
Exactly. That was the title.
Then I am better informed than you are, and know who the owner of that horse was.
Shut up there!
Cried the pit in chorus, and this time the tone and manner in which the command was given betokened such growing hostility that the two young perceived, for the first time, that the mandate was addressed to them. Leisurely turning around, they calmly scrutinized the various countenances around them, as though demanding some one person who would take upon himself the responsibility of what they deemed excessive impertinence. But, as no one responded to the challenge, the friends turned again to the front of the theatre and affected to busy themselves with the stage. At this moment, the door of the minister's box opened, and Madame Danglars, accompanied by her daughter, entered, escorted by Lucien Debray, who assiduously conducted them to their seats.
There come some friends of yours, Viscount. What are you looking at there? Don't you see they're trying to catch your eye?
Albert turned around just in time to receive a gracious wave of a fan from the Baroness. As for Mademoiselle Eugénie, she scarcely vouchsafed to waste the glances of her large black eyes, even upon the business of the stage.
I tell you what, my dear fellow, I cannot imagine what objection you can possibly have to Mademoiselle Danglars, that is, setting aside her want of ancestry and somewhat inferior rank, which, by the way, I don't think you care very much about. Now, barring all of that, I mean to say she's a deuced fine girl.
Handsome, certainly, but not to my taste, which I confess inclines to something softer, gentler, and more feminine.
Ah, well,
exclaimed Chateau Renaud, who, because he had seen his 30th summer, fancied himself duly warranted in assuming a sort of paternal air with his more youthful friend.
you young people are never satisfied. Why, what would you have more? Your parents have chosen you a bride built on the model of Diana, the huntress, and yet you are not content.
No, the very resemblance frightens me. I should have liked something more in the manner of the Venus of Milo or Capua. But this chase-loving Diana, continually surrounded by her nymphs, gives me a sort of alarm lest she should someday bring me the fate of Actaeon.
And indeed, it required but one glance at Mademoiselle Danglars to comprehend the justness of Morcerf's remark. She was beautiful, but her beauty was of too marked and decided a character to please a fastidious taste. Her hair was raven black, but its natural waves seemed somewhat rebellious. Her eyes, of the same color as her hair, were surmounted by well-arched brows, whose great defect, however, consisted in an almost habitual frown, while her whole physiognomy wore that expression of firmness and decision so little in accordance with the gentler attributes of her sex. Her nose was precisely what a sculptor would have chosen for a chiseled Juno. Her mouth, which might have been found fault with as too large, displayed teeth of pearly whiteness, rendered still more conspicuous by the brilliant carmine of her lips, contrasting vividly with her naturally pale complexion. But that which completed the almost masculine look Morcerf found so little to his taste was a dark mole, of much larger dimensions than these freaks of nature generally are, placed just at the corner of her mouth, and the effect tended to increase the expression of self-dependence that characterized her countenance. The rest of Mademoiselle Eugénie's person was in perfect keeping with the head just described. She indeed reminded one of Diana, as Chateau Renaud observed, but her bearing was more haughty and resolute. As regarded her attainments, her only fault to be found with them was that the same as regarded her attainments, the only fault to be found with them was the same that a fastidious connoisseur might have found with her beauty, that they were somewhat too erudite and masculine for so young a person. She was a perfect linguist, a first-rate artist, wrote poetry and composed music. To the study of the latter she professed to be entirely devoted, following it with an indefatigable perseverance, assisted by a schoolfellow, a young woman without fortune, whose talent promised to develop into a remarkable power as a singer. It was rumored that she was an object of almost paternal interest to one of the principal composers of the day, who excited her to spare no pains in the cultivation of her voice, which might, hereafter, prove a source of wealth and independence. But this counsel effectually decided Mademoiselle Danglars never to commit herself by being seen in public with one destined for a theatrical life, and acting upon this principle, the banker's daughter, though perfectly willing to allow Mademoiselle Louise d'Armilly, that was the name of the young virtuosa, to practice with her throughout the day, took especial care. Sorry, you guys. Hold on a second. I got a text from work. I'm so sorry. I just need to reply this.
Loading.
Yeah, I know.
Loading.
All right, sorry, you guys. Continuing on. Where was I? Rumor. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. But this council effectually decided Mademoiselle Danglars never to commit herself by being seen in public with one destined for a theatrical life. And acting upon this principle, the banker's daughter, though perfectly willing to allow Mademoiselle Louise d'Armilly, that was the name of the young virtuosa, to practice with her throughout the day, took especial care not to be seen in her company. Still, though not actually received at the Hotel Danglars in the light of an acknowledged friend, Louise was treated with far more kindness and consideration than is usually bestowed on a governess. The curtain fell almost immediately after the entrance of Madame Danglars into her box. The band quitted the orchestra for the accustomed half-hour's interval allowed between the acts, and the audience were left at liberty to promenade the salon or lobbies, or to pay and receive visits in their respective boxes. Morcerf and Chateau Renaud were amongst the first to avail themselves of this permission. For an instant the idea struck Madame Danglars that this eagerness on the part of the young Viscount arose from his impatience to join her party, and she whispered her expectations to her daughter, that Albert was hurrying to pay his respects to them. Mademoiselle Eugénie, however, merely returned a dissenting movement of the head, while, with a cold smile, she directed the attention of her mother to an opposite box in the first circle, in which sat the Countess G., and where Morcerf had just made his appearance.
We meet again, my traveling friend, do we?
Cried the Countess, extending her hand to him with all the warmth and cordiality of an old acquaintance.
It was really very good of you to recognize me so quickly, and still more so to bestow your first visit on me.
Be assured that if I had been aware of your arrival in Paris and had known your address, I should have paid my respects to you before this. Allow me to introduce my friend, Baron de Chateau Renaud, one of the few true gentlemen now to be found in France, and from whom I have just learned that you were a spectator of the races in the Champ de Mars yesterday.
Chateau Renaud bowed to the Countess.
So you were at the races, Baron?
Yes, madame.
Well then,
Pursued Madame G. with considerable animation.
you can probably tell me who won the Jockey Club stakes.
I am sorry to say I cannot. And I was just asking the same question of Albert.
Are you very anxious to know, Countess?
You know what?
The name of the owner of the winning horse.
Excessively. Only imagine, but do tell me, Viscount, whether you really are acquainted with it or no.
I beg your pardon, madame, but you were about to relate some story, were you not? You said, only imagine, and then paused. Pray continue.
Well then, listen. You must know I felt so interested in the splendid roan horse with his elegant little rider, so tastefully dressed in a pink satin jacket and cap, that I could not help praying for their success with as much earnestness as though the half of my fortune were at stake. And when I saw them outstrip all the others and come to the winning post in such gallant style, I actually clapped my hands with joy. Oh, imagine my surprise when, upon returning home, the first object I met on the staircase was the identical jockey in the pink jacket. I concluded that by some singular chance the owner of the winning horse must live in the same hotel as myself, but as I entered my apartments I beheld a very gold cup awarded as a prize to the unknown horse and rider. Inside the cup was a small piece of paper on which were written these words: "From Lord Ruthven to Countess G."
Precisely. I was sure of it.
Sure of what?
The owner of the horse was Lord Ruthven himself.
What Lord Ruthven do you mean?
Why, Lord Ruthven, the vampire of Sala Argentina.
Is it possible? Is he here in Paris?
To be sure, why not?
And you visit him, meet him at your own house and elsewhere?
I assure you, he is my most intimate friend, and Monsieur de Chateau-Renaud has also the honor of his acquaintance.
But why are you so sure of his being the winner of the Jockey Club prize?
Was not the winning horse entered by the name of Vampa?
What of that?
Why, do you not recollect the name of the celebrated bandit by whom I was made prisoner?
Oh, yes.
And from whose hands the Count extricated me in so wonderful a manner?
To be sure, I remember it all now.
He called himself Vampa. You see, it's evident where the Count got the name.
But what could have been his motive for sending the cup to me?
In the first place, because I had spoken much of you to him, as you may believe, and in the second, because he delighted to see a countrywoman take so lively an interest in his success.
I trust and hope you never repeated to the Count all the foolish remarks we used to make about him.
I should not like to affirm upon my oath that I have. Besides, he's presenting the cup under the name of Lord Ruthven.
Oh, but that is dreadful. Why, the man must owe me a fearful grudge.
Does his action appear like that of an enemy?
No, certainly not.
Well, then.
And so he is in Paris.
Yes.
And what effect does he produce?
Why, he was talked about for a week, and then the coronation of the Queen of England took place, followed by the theft of Mademoiselle Mar's diamonds, and so people talked of something else.
My good fellow, the Count is your friend, and you treat him accordingly. Do not believe what Albert is telling you, Countess. So far from the sensation excited in the Parisian circles by the appearance of the Count of Monte Cristo having abated, I take upon myself to declare that it is as strong as ever. His first astounding act upon coming amongst us was to present a pair of horses worth 32,000 francs to Madame Danglars. His second, the almost miraculous preservation of Madame de Villefort's life. Now it seems that he has carried off the prize awarded by the Jockey Club. I therefore maintain, in spite of Morcerf, that is not only the Count the object of interest at this present moment, but also that he will continue to be so for a month longer if he pleases, to exhibit an eccentricity of conduct which, after all, may be his ordinary mode of existence.
Perhaps you're right. Meanwhile, who is in the Russian ambassador's box?
Which box do you mean?
The one between the pillars on the first tier. It seems to have been fitted up entirely afresh.
Did you observe anyone during the first act?
Where?
In that box.
No, it was certainly empty during the first act. And
Then,
so
with-
you really believed it was your mysterious Count of Monte Cristo that gained the prize?
Oh, I am sure of it.
And who afterwards sent the cup to me?
Undoubtedly.
But I don't know him. I have a great mind to return it.
Do no such thing, I beg of you. He would only send you another formed of a magnificent sapphire, or hollowed out of a gigantic ruby. It is his way, and you must take him as you find him.
At this moment, the bell rang to announce the drawing up of the curtain for the second act. Albert rose to return to his place.
Shall I see you again?
At the end of the next act, with your permission, I will come and inquire whether there is anything I can do for you in Paris.
Pray take notice that my present residence is 22 Rue de Rivoli, and that I am at home to my friends every Saturday evening. So now you are both forewarned.
The young men bowed and quitted the box. Upon reaching their stalls, they found the whole of the audience in the parterre standing up and directing their gaze towards the box formerly possessed by the Russian ambassador. A man from 35 to 40 years of age, dressed up in deep black, had just entered, accompanied by a young woman dressed after the Eastern style. The lady was surpassingly beautiful, while the rich magnificence of her attire drew all eyes upon her.
Hello? It is Monte Cristo and his Greek.
The strangers were, indeed, no other than the Count and Ada. In a few moments, the young girl had attracted the attention of the whole house, and even the occupants of the boxes leaned forward to scrutinize her magnificent diamonds. The second act passed away during one confused buzz of voices, one deep whisper intimating that some great and universally interesting event had occurred. All eyes, all thoughts, were occupied with a young and beautiful woman, whose gorgeous apparel and splendid jewels made a most extraordinary spectacle. Upon this occasion, an unmistakable sign from Madame Danglars intimated her desire to see Albert in her box directly before the curtain fell on the second act. Directly the curtain fell on the second act, and neither the politeness nor good taste of Morcerf would permit his neglecting an invitation so unequivocally given. At the close of the act, he therefore went to the Baroness. Having bowed to the two ladies, he extended his hand to Debray. By the Baroness he was most graciously welcomed, while Eugénie received him with her accustomed coldness.
My dear fellow, you have come in the nick of time. There is Madame overwhelming me with questions respecting the Count. She insists upon it that I can tell her his birth, education, and parentage, where he came from, and whither he is going. Being no disciple of Cagliostro, I was wholly unable to do this. So, by way of getting out of the scrap, I said, "Ask Morcerf. He has got the whole history of his beloved Monte Cristo at his finger's end," whereupon the Baroness signified her desire to see you.
Is it not almost incredible that a person having at least 500,000 of Secret Service money at his command should possess so little information?
Let me assure you, Madame, that had I really the sum you mention at my disposal, I would employ it more profitably than in troubling myself to obtain the particulars respecting the Count of Monte Cristo, whose only merit in my eyes consists in his being twice as rich as a nabob. However, I have turned the business over to Morcerf, so pray settle it with him as may be most agreeable to you. For my own part, I care nothing about the Count or his mysterious doings.
I am very sure no nabob would have sent me a pair of horses worth 32,000 francs, wearing on their heads 4 diamonds valued at 5,000 francs each.
He seems to have a mania for diamonds, and I verily believe that, like Potemkin, he keeps his pockets filled for the sake of stewing them about the road, as Tom Thumb did his flintstones.
Perhaps he has discovered some mine. I suppose you know he has an order for unlimited credit on the Baron's banking establishment.
I was not aware of it, but I can readily believe it.
And further, that he stated to Monsieur Danglars his intention of only staying a year in Paris, during which time he proposed to spend 6 millions. I think it's Albert.
I think the next part is, well, it's colored.
Yeah, I know it's colored, but I
Oh,
think
I'll read it. He must be the Shah of Persia, traveling incog.
Have you noticed the remarkable beauty of the young woman, Monsieur Lucien?
Inquired Eugénie.
I really never met with one woman so ready to do justice to the charms of another as yourself.
responded Lucien, raising his lorgnette to his eye.
A most lovely creature, upon you my soul.
Who is this young person, Monsieur de Morcerf? Does anybody know?
Mademoiselle, I can give you the very exact information on that subject, as well as on most points relative to the mysterious person of whom we are now conversing. The young woman is a Greek.
So I should suppose by her dress. If you know more than that, everyone here is as well informed as yourself.
I am extremely sorry you find me so ignorant, Cerrone. But I am reluctantly obliged to confess I have nothing further to communicate. Yes, stay, I do know one thing more, namely that she is a musician. For one day when I chanced to be breakfasting with the Count, I heard the sound of a guzla. It is impossible that it could have been touched by any other finger than her own.
And your Count entertains visitors, does he?
Indeed he does, and in a most lavish fashion, I can assure you.
I must try and persuade Monsieur Danglars to invite him to a ball or dinner, or something of the sort, that he may be compelled to ask us in return.
What? Do you really mean you would go to his house?
Why not? My husband could accompany me.
But you know this mysterious Count is a bachelor.
You have ample proof to the contrary, if you look opposite.
Said the Baroness as she laughingly pointed to the beautiful Greek.
Oh no. That girl is not his wife. He told us himself she was his slave. Do you not recollect, Morcerf, his telling us so at your breakfast?
Well then, if slave she be, she has all the air and manner of a princess.
Of the Arabian Nights.
If you like, but tell me, my dear Lucien, what it is that constitutes a princess. Why, diamonds, and she is covered with them.
To me, she seems overloaded. She would look far better if she wore fewer, and we should then be able to see her finely formed throat and wrists.
See how the artist peeps out. Oh, that's not me.
Oops.
Oh, see how the artist peeps out. Ah, my poor Eugenie, you must conceal your passion for the fine arts.
I admire all that is beautiful.
What do you think of the Count? He is not much amiss, according to my ideas of good looks.
The Count,
repeated Eugenie, as though it had not occurred to her to observe him sooner.
The Count, oh, he is so dreadfully pale.
I quite agree with you, and the secret of that very pallor is what we want to find out. The Countess G insists upon it that he is a vampire.
And the Countess G has returned to Paris, has she?
Is that she, Mamma? Almost opposite to us, with that profusion of beautiful light hair?
Yes, that is she. Shall I tell you what you ought to do, Morcerf?
Command me, madame.
Well then, you should go and bring your Count of Monte Cristo to us.
What for?
What for? Why, to converse with him, of course. Have you really no desire to meet him?
None whatever.
Strange child.
He will very probably come of his own accord. There, do you see, madame? He recognizes you and bows.
The Baroness returned the salute in a most smiling and graceful manner.
Well, I may as well be magnanimous and tear myself away to forward your wishes. Adieu. I will go and try if there are any means of speaking to him.
Oh, strike to his box. That will be the simplest plan.
But I've never been presented.
Presented to whom?
to his beautiful Greek.
You say she's only a slave?
Well, you assert that she is a queen, or at least a princess. No, I hope that when she sees me leave you, he will come out.
That is possible.
I am going,
said Albert as he made his parting bow. Just as he was passing the Count's box, the door opened, and Monte Cristo came forth. After giving some directions to Ali, who stood in the lobby, the Count took Albert's arm. Carefully closing the box door, Ali placed himself before it, while a crowd of spectators assembled round the Nubian.
upon my word, Paris is a strange city, and the Parisians are very singular people. See that cluster of persons collected around poor Ali, who is as much astonished as themselves. Really, one might suppose he was the only Nubian they'd ever beheld. Now, I can promise you that a Frenchman might show himself in public, either in Tunis, Constantinople, Baghdad, or Cairo, without being treated in that way. That shows the Eastern nations have too much good sense to waste their time and attention on objects undeserving of either. However, as far as Ali is concerned, I can assure you, the interest he excites is merely from the circumstance of his being your attendant. You, who are at this moment the most celebrated and fashionable person in Paris. Really? And what has procured me so flattering a distinction? What? Why, yourself, to be sure. You give away horses worth 1,000 louis. You save the lives of ladies of high rank and beauty. Under the name of Major Black, you run thoroughbreds eaten by tiny urchins not larger than marmots. Then, when you have carried off the golden trophy of victory, instead of settling on any value of it, you give it to the first handsome woman you think of. And who has filled your head with all this nonsense? Why, in the first place, I heard from Madame Danglars, who, by the by, is dying to see you in her box, or to have you seen there by others. Secondly, I learned it from Beauchamp's journal, and thirdly, from my own imagination. Why, if you sought concealment, did you call the horse a vampire? That was an oversight, certainly. But tell me, does the Count of Morcerf never visit the opera? I have been looking for him, but without success. He will be here tonight. In what part of the house? In the Baroness's box, I believe. That charming young woman with her is her daughter? Yes. I congratulate you.
Morcerf smiled.
We will discuss the subject at length some future time. But what do you think of the music? What music? Why, the music you've been listening to! Oh, it is well enough as the production of a human composer, sung by featherless bipeds, to quote his late Diogenes. From which it would seem, my dear Count, that you can at pleasure enjoy the seraphic strains that proceed from the 7 choirs of paradise. You are right, in some degree. When I wish to listen to sounds more exquisitely attuned to melody than mortal ear may ever yet listen, I go to sleep. Then sleep here, my dear Count. The conditions are favorable. What else was opera invented for? No, thank you. Your orchestra is too noisy to sleep after that manner. I speak of absolutely calm and silence unnecessary, and then a certain preparation. I know, the famous hashish. Precisely. So, my dear Viscount, whatever you wish to be regaled with, music, come and sup with me. I have already enjoyed the treat with breakfasting with you. Do you mean at Rome? I do. Then I suppose you heard Haiti's Guzla. The poor exile frequently beguiles a weary hour in playing over to me the airs of her native land.
Morcerf did not pursue the subject, and Monte Cristo himself fell into a silent reverie. The bell rang at this moment for the rising of the curtain.
You will excuse my leaving you,
said the Count, turning in the direction of his box.
What? Are you going? Pray, say everything that is kind to Countess G, on the part of her friend the vampire. And what message shall I convey to the Baroness? That, with her permission, I shall do myself the honor of paying my respects in the course of the evening.
The third act had begun, and during its progress the Count of Morcerf, according to his promise, made his appearance in the box of Madame Danglars. The Count of Morcerf was not a person to excite either interest or curiosity in a place of public amusement. His presence, therefore, was wholly unnoticed, save by the occupants of the box in which he had just seated himself. The quick eye of Monte Cristo, however, marked his coming, and a slight though meaning smile passed over his lips. Haydée, whose soul seemed centered in the business of the stage, like all unsophisticated natures, delighted in whatever addressed itself to the eye or ear. The third act passed off as usual. Mesdemoiselles Noblet, Julia, and Leroux executed the customary pirouettes. Robert duly challenged the Prince of Granada, and the royal father of the Princess Isabella, taking his daughter by the hand, swept round the stage with majestic strides, the better to display the rich folds of his velvet robe and mantle. After which the curtain again fell, and the spectators poured forth from the theatre into the lobbies and salon. The Count left his box, and a moment later was saluting the Baron Danglars, who could not restrain a cry of mingled pleasure and surprise.
You are welcome, Count. I have been most anxious to see you, that I might repeat orally the thanks writing can so ill express.
Surely so trifling a circumstance cannot deserve a place in your remembrance. Believe me, madame, I had entirely forgotten it.
But it is not so easy to forget, monsieur, that the very next day after your princely gift you saved the life of my dear friend, Madame de Villefort, which was endangered by the very animals you so generously restored to me.
This time, at least, I do not deserve your thanks. It was Ali, my Nubian slave, who rendered this service to Madame de Villefort. Was it Ali who rescued my son from the hands of bandits? No, Count.
Replied Monte Cristo, taking the hand held out to him by the general.
In this instance, I may fairly and freely accept your thanks, but you have already tendered them, and fully discharged your debt, if indeed there exists one, and I feel almost mortified to find you still reverting to the subject. May I beg of you, Baroness, to honor me with the introduction to your daughter?
Oh, you are no stranger, at least not by name. In the last 2 or 3 days we have really talked of nothing but you. Eugenie, this is the Count of Monte Cristo.
The Count bowed, while Mademoiselle Danglars bent her head slightly.
You have a charming young person with you tonight, Count. Is she your daughter?
No, mademoiselle,
said Monte Cristo, astonished at the coolness and freedom of the question.
She is a poor, unfortunate Greek left under my care.
And what is her name?
Haydee. A Greek.
Murmured the Count of
Yes,
Morcerf.
Yes, indeed, Count. And tell me, did you ever see at the court of Alite Pellini, whom you so graciously and violently served, a more exquisite beauty or richer costume?
Did I hear rightly, monsieur, that you served at Yanina? I was Inspector General of Pasha's troops, and it is no secret that I owe my fortune, such as it is, to the liberality of the illustrious Albanese chief.
But look!
Where? There.
Said Monte Cristo, placing his arms around the Count and leaning with him over the front of the box, just as Haydée, whose eyes were occupied in examining the theater in search of her guardian, perceived his pale features close to Morcerf's face. It was as if the young girl beheld the head of Medusa. She bent forwards as though to assure herself of the reality of what she saw, then, uttering a faint cry, threw herself back in her seat. The sound was heard by the people about Ali, who instantly opened the who instantly opened the box door.
Why, Count, what has happened to your ward? She seems to have been taken suddenly ill.
Very probably. But do not be alarmed on her account. Hades' nervous system is delicately organized, and she is particularly susceptible to the odors of even flowers. Nay, there are some which cause her to faint if brought into her presence. However,
Continued Monte Cristo, drawing a small phial from his pocket,
I have an infallible remedy.
So saying, he bowed to the Baroness and her daughter, exchanged a parting shake of the hand with Debray and the Count, and left Madame Danglars' box. Upon his return to Haydée, he found her still very pale. As soon as she saw him, she seized his hand. Her own hands were moist and icy cold.
Who is it you were talking with over there?
The Count of Morcerf. He tells me he served your illustrious father, and that he owes his fortune to him.
Wretch!
Exclaimed Haydée, her eyes flashing with rage.
Sold my father to the Turks, and the fortune he boasts of was the price of his treachery. Did you know that, my dear lord?
Something of this I heard in Epirus, but the particulars are still unknown to me. You shall relate them to me, my child. They are, no doubt, both curious and interesting.
Yes, but let us go. I feel as though it would kill me to remain long near that dreadful man.
So saying, Haydée rose, and wrapping herself in her burnous of white cashmere embroidered with pearls and coral, she hastily quitted the box at the moment when the curtain was rising upon the fourth act.
Do you observe? That man does nothing like other people. He listens most devoutly to the third act of Robert La Diable, and when the fourth begins, takes his departure.
End of chapter.
It's most curious.
Very interesting indeed.
We finally get to understand at least a little bit like the first scene of the whole anime. So we got there. We're finally there.
Yeah, it's been a while since we saw that part in the anime. Like in the anime, we're like so far along, I feel, and yet we're still like around halfway through, right, Teal? Like episode 13 out of like 20 something. So there's a lot gonna happen, you guys, according to like what we've seen. But we meet once again Countess G. It's really nice to see her. Even we remember her from Italy. And then we get to fully meet Eugenie. We finally meet her. Like, we've heard about her. We know that's the fiance. What do you guys find remarkable about her? There was quite a lot that we got to learn about her.
At this point, I'm like only imagining the anime version of her character, so I have a pretty clear understanding. Okay, she's a very artsy and speaks her mind, which is crazy in that time period.
Right?
I like that she actually took the account by surprise. Like, what? Nobody really asked anything that straightforward of me.
Right. Yeah, even Ed was like, oh.
She's very artistic.
Very artistic indeed. She's kind of like a patronite. No, not a patron. Is it a patron? She has a tutor or something like that, or at least somebody that she does musics with.
A patron of art pays someone to make art. She's an artist herself.
That's
my
true.
understanding.
That's true.
Yeah. She has a governess who sings for her and then someone who encourages her to compose.
Yeah. Okay.
Governess is more like a private teacher that also follows you around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So she is a very gifted lady. She's also like Albert's friend was saying, like, she's also very beautiful. Like, yo, why aren't you happy with this lady? Like, she's really hot, right?
We already know why.
No. Well, we know that we know that Albert has a crush on the Count of Monte Cristo. No.
I mean, who wouldn't have a crush on such a delicious example?
Oh my goodness gracious! Oh my goodness! I am clutching my pearls here, like hanging on my neck. Like, oh my! No. What was that? Oh yeah. So that's a joke, you guys. We just have like. We like to laugh a lot when we do the watch party because like there's so many people that are like crushing over each other. It's hilarious. We're shipping them left and right. one of the biggest ships.
I ship Albert and the Count. I can get behind it.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the major ships. Like he is definitely like his benefactor. Like he now is his friend. He can go visit him. He's basically like has taken on the onerous role of being the one to introduce him everywhere. So he's very proud of the fact that if anybody wants to know about the Count, they ask him. If anybody wants the Count to do something, they ask him. So he's like, yes, I am the person to contact. So
I am his secretary.
Right.
Call me the Donkey East India Company because I got that tea.
Yeah. So good for you, Albert.
Now I am still supporting France. Like I love his unrequited love. Like he's just looking out for Albert because he's getting into dangerous situations and like too trusting. And like it's true, but like I really like their dynamic and I really like France.
Part of me wonders like if the story would have been different if France had been in Paris all this time, because I feel like he, I don't know, like I wonder if he's gonna get in too deep attached to Monte Cristo. Meanwhile, his friend who always speaks sense to him, he's not around, not there to keep him out of trouble. France, where are you? Come back quickly and save your pal.
I think much like in the anime, if Franz were around, he'd be like, yo, that guy's no good for you. And he'd be like, you're just being so rude to my friend. And they would just, there's no saving poor Albert from himself.
Yeah, I feel like France has far too many brain cells and would see through too much of the Count's plots. And we can't have that.
Okay, fine. Yeah, you're right. We need him to be away.
Yes, doomed yaoi for the win.
It's always doomed.
To win.
It's always doomed.
Yes,
Can we not have a doom? All right, you guys. So
Also,
Hmm?
I laughed like I think it was heard a little bit, but I literally was not paying attention to the text, and suddenly I heard as Diogenes is said, it's just a biped, a featherless biped, and I was like. I can't believe I just heard a Tumblr meme in the 1700s.
Yeah.
Well, the 19th century, but yes.
I
To be
mean,
fair, that one's been around for a very long time.
that guy, he was like a walking meme lord. I don't know. Like Diogenes,
He
he,
really was.
he was like a character. So
Yes, behold, a man, a stripped chicken without the feathers.
yeah, so we have that. We got a description of all kinds of characters. We got the description of Ida. She's also very lovely. One of the things that struck me though is Eugenie's not beating the allegations though. Like she has zero interest in anybody who wears pants. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way she's beating the allegations. I was like, I bet the book is more subtle about it because like one of the movie adaptations says it like straight out. She swings the other way. But here I was like, nah, the book is gonna be more subtle, or it's just, you know,
Right, 'cause
readers.
it's the 19th century. You
Right.
wouldn't think. But
Right? Nope.
I mean, the book still described her as a Diana. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I see where you're coming from.
And Albert was worried he was going to end up like Actaeon, which is hilarious.
Yes.
Jeez, like very, very subtle. Good job. Not subtle. Good job, writer son. So the only times that she really remarks upon people, it's to find out who are these delightful, beautiful creatures. And she's like, I will find, like, she will pay attention to anything that is beautiful. Because she's artistic, you guys. It's because of the art.
Yeah,
So,
see how the artist peeps out.
I like how Madame Danglars acted, you know, like after how Valentine is treated by her mother, so-called mother. I'm glad that it seems like Madame Danglars with Eugenie has a better relationship, you know.
it also
With the
does
daughter.
help that that's her blood daughter. That is her daughter. So,
Yeah.
whereas like with the other one's
But
a
still.
stepmother. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know.
She has a lot of stress relief in Lucien Debray, too.
That is true. Oh my gosh. We're not condoning adultery, you guys, but let's just say that a woman that feels loved is a happier woman all around. So, just saying. Oh, by the way, wanted to congratulate Ye for pulling off the impossible task of talking to himself in this live. Look at
Truly,
you.
that was, I'll be honest, that was a very difficult thing to pull off.
Yeah, first you had to do it with what's his name? Chateau Renaud with Albert. No wait, you did Chateau Renaud.
Well, no, I didn't have
it was
to that.
yeah,
That
Chateau
one-
Renaud was
Yeah.
Teal. But then you also had to do there was the other guy. There's another guy.
The hard one was Albert and
Albert?
and the Count.
The Count.
But the
And thank you for
A little
picking
bit
up
easier to
Debray.
try
I
and
guess I
do-
forgot to have him in the...
it was a little bit easier to do the two counts, but
Oh
yeah, Debray.
Mhm.
Debray
Debray.
was just me jumping into it immediately when I saw we missed a roll.
I should have helped at some point. Oh golly.
That's fine.
Well, anyway, but thank you for your heroic efforts. You guys were marvelous on this. I always have so much fun listening to you guys do the renditions of voices. It's so neat.
I'll be honest.
Hmm?
Albert is a lot of fun to voice. Like he's such a fun boy.
He is a fun boy. So we see everything
He's a-
kind of through the eyes of this ingenue.
He's such a foppish little peacock, and I love him for it.
Yeah, he is. He started off as like just like that, And honestly, he kind of has grown on me. Like when I started, I was like, man, this guy, he sucks. Because he was just so careless, so aristocratic, and he's still the same. But I think he suffers because he suffered at the beginning because of the contrast with Franz. Franz, if you put Albert with Franz, Albert will always just look like a fool. But if you take off Franz
is competent.
Franz is the competent one. He has sense. But now that Franz is not around, and Albert is in his element,
Exactly. Yeah.
He comes over a little different, even though he's still basically the same exact person. An entitled little. Okay.
He's such a
I will
little shit.
say-
I love him.
He is. TL.
They were like just talking and apparently really loud, and everyone was like, "Shut the heck up!" And they were like, "No,
That
I don't
felt
think we
the
will."
most real scene in this book.
I love that
Yeah,
part.
it was. I did not expect. Like I thought we were gonna cut up to like some other stuff happening in the room in the opera concert room, but like no, it was them talking loud, and Madame Danglars apparently was yelling at them, and it was just what. Why are you talking loud at the opera? Like, are you like aristocrats, like very well bred and stuff?
Nah. Just to
Of
show
course
you.
we're well-bred aristocrats. That's why we're talking, and you should be listening.
Yeah, that's how the guillotine came about. So yeah, be careful, aristocracies. All right, you guys. What's up?
I can't believe, like it took me this long to like notice that Till corrected me and said it was the 19th century, and I was like, what do you mean? And I just googled it, and it was written at the beginning in 1846, and I'm like, why did I assume it was like a lot closer to when the action is happening, to 1700? I really thought that it was written like 100 years earlier than it was,
No.
for some reason.
This doesn't
I
take
mean,
place in the 1700s, though. It takes place in the
Yeah.
1800s.
Yes, it
Yeah.
takes place in. Are you sure?
Oh,
yeah.
no.
So
Takes place in 1830. Yeah.
yeah. So Napoleon
Oh,
was.
I
know
I
Napoleon
forgot
was on the
which-
throne in 1812.
Okay. I don't know why. I think I remembered something from the beginning of the book saying 17 or something. So that's why. But yeah, it was the late. Okay. Yeah, my memory is acting up. Okay, thank you.
It happens to all of us.
Yeah, we add some
Okay,
distance
so-
to the past.
Yeah, so the queen that was being crowned was Victoria, not Anne. For a second, I thought it was Anne, but it was Victoria. Okay, so we're in the
1800s.
Wait, I'm
It's like how
what
people
queen
don't
was
realize,
it then?
Well,
Wait,
it would have
what?
been. Yeah, I think it would have been the Victorian period.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Victorian period. For sure. Let me see.
We're talking 1820.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then yeah, it's Victoria.
Yeah, she was coronated in 1838.
1838.
Yeah. So we're definitely within Victorian era.
So we're already at 1838.
No.
That much?
I'm just yeah, we're past 1838.
Oh, we're past because it just said
Right.
it said in this chapter that this week the Queen of England
Yeah.
was crowned.
Yeah, there you go. So we're
Yeah.
So
So
we're
it must
in-
have been when Queen Victoria was crowned.
This is also there's been like a 10-year time skip since like
Yeah.
since he got
or
out of
14
jail.
years since he
Yeah.
got arrested. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been like quite a bit. He's already like what, in his 30s?
Okay, so
late,
older than
that's-
that.
late 30s.
We're
We'll
past
see.
40.
You think 40 already?
Oh, s-
Oh gosh. Okay.
Well, he's the same age as
Nice.
Fernand. So
Nice.
Or
Then I can
roughly.
drool after him with safety. Yes. No, I always like. I always make sure to ask, like, okay, are they like in their 30s? Because within their 20s, it feels uncomfortable. So, like, in the 30s range, we're good. So, okay, cool. He is now
Wait, I need
a daddy.
more details.
Mhm.
Me and Magpie have completely different problems right now.
What?
Okay, so wait, didn't Edmund meet Napoleon?
Edmund never met Napoleon, but he
Right.
was transporting a letter
Mhm.
around the time of. Oh no, I guess he did
He
probably.
was
meet
on the Isle of
Napoleon.
Elba. I don't know if he had a direct meeting. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Maybe he
I
had. but
remember the
It
was
movie.
brief.
In the movie, he did meet him, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I-
in the 2002.
yeah,
Okay,
the movie
but
has
so-
messed up my brain.
Okay, but are we talking about the first Napoleon or his son Napoleon the second? Because if we're talking the Napoleon the first, then he died 80 years before Edmund was no wait, I'm stupid.
No.
No, it's okay.
It is the first
He lived-
Napoleon.
This is the first
Okay,
Napoleon.
Okay, the first Napoleon died in 1821. We're good. Okay, I'm gonna.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm
everything
gonna
checks
calm
out.
down.
Everything checks out. Yes, yes.
Everything is okay.
Hooray!
I generally feel like Napoleon was a lot like 100 or 2 years earlier. And I don't know I feel like Napoleon is older, but I guess it was closer to modern day. I don't know why.
And here's something that will really blow your mind.
Yes.
Pablo Picasso and Eminem were alive at the same time
Oh, I know
briefly
that.
on this earth.
Yeah, Pablo Picasso is pretty risky. Yes. Sorry, if we're talking about art history, then I know too well.
Okay.
I
Well,
didn't know that. I appreciate that knowledge. Now I have in my head Pablo Picasso jamming to Eminem while he paints some cubist stuff. I love it. I love that.
Also, if we're talking about Pablo Picasso, remember that he could watch cartoon, the TV,
right.
Mhm.
a lot of other things.
Yeah. All right, you guys. So you see, this is what you get when you come and join us to one of the lives. You get random history lessons, random art lessons. You get a few laughs here and there, memes from ancient Greece. I don't know, like what's not to love about these lives. I hope you join us for the next one as we pick up chapter 54 titled A Flurry in Stocks. Ooh, do I sense some insider trading? No. Do I sense like money being moved around? Ooh, is somebody going to be ruined? Or maybe they're going to make their fortune? Who knows? We'll have to find out on Friday when we read together. Again, just want to say
Okay,
what's up?
I then claim the role of Bernie Madoff. Just so we're clear.
Okay, you do that. All right. That aside, though, just thank you guys for joining us today. Thank you to Patrick, who's still on the plane. He says, yes, the movie took artistic liberties. Did you watch both movies with us, by the way, Patrick? Because I know we watched like the 2024, which is my favorite one, even though Teal was horrified all the time.
Not horrified. It was better than most, honestly, at telling the story.
Okay. You were just like, when are they going to get back to the story? I remember that. You were so funny. It was a good adaptation. It was beautiful, though. It was beautiful. I like that. Let's see. And yeah, so we had today reading. We had Ye reading Albert de Morcerf and Count de Monte Cristo and the Count de Morcerf and the Bray. Good job, Ye, for reading all those roles back to back. We also had Teal reading Chateau Renaud and, of course, Eugenie Danglars. And Yukihime reading today was Countess G, Madame Danglars, and Eide. And today's highlighter MVP was Teal. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. hang out with us off the air on Fridays after this. We hang out a little bit, and also Sundays we watch some anime. So hop on over to read with us at the Chattering Magpie server, and I leave the link below, of course, in the chat. Thank you to all of you who joined.
And remember,
and what's up?
And remember to like, subscribe, and support your magpie.
Yes, thank you, Albert, for that, rousing endorsement.
And don't forget to drink a Dr. Pepper.
Oh, is that a threat? An order?
An order from your count.
Oh my, okay, I'm gonna go. I am going to go because yeah, you're using the voice. Stop it. All right, you guys, take care. Have a good one. Say bye-bye, gang.
Bye, gang.
Bonsoir.